Hey everyone, it's Shark, and today I present to you Shark's ultimate guide to loops. I'll start off really easy, but also show you a rather difficult advanced strategy to get the most out of loopings. I'll also touch on half and quarter loops, since I'm already on the topic. This weekend I'll also continue the Shark Explains World Records series. If you have any specific world record that you'd like to see explained, let me know in the comments. What's essential in all kinds of loops is that you always slide through them if you want to keep your speed, as loops work differently than normal uphill sections. Even though a loop will technically go uphill in the beginning, you'll still need to slide or you'll lose a lot of speed. The only occasion I can currently come up with where you will walk in a quarter loop to slow down is Loop of Destiny to get a better wall jump. What's most important though is the jump you want to make at the top of a loop. The perfect timing for it is right in the middle of the loop, so at the very top. The earlier you jump, the less speed you'll gain from the jump because you won't gain as much downwards momentum as the track will be angled. Make sure to not jump after the very top of the loop, as that will essentially push you backwards and actually cost you speed, due to the angle of the track. Also make sure to do a full jump to get the maximum downwards force out of this. When doing the top of the loop jump, switch the direction you're holding in, so you press yourself against the track even more. In half loops, the only thing that's important is where you jump out of them. The timing for that is basically the same like you jump halfway through a full loop. The earlier you jump, the less speed you'll gain from the jump out. If you jump too late however, you will simply slam down and lose all your speed. So it's better to jump a little earlier, just to be on the safe side, for example when you're in a good run. There is a timing, which is sadly next to frame perfect, that is the equivalent of a jump at the very top of a full loop. You get a slightly different angle and a bigger speed boost, but it's basically just luck whether you get it or not. In-loops are essentially jumps that you add on top of the normal jumps in loops or half loops. An in-loop jump always has to be a tap jump, as otherwise you'll not clip to the track anymore and can't do the actual jump out or jump at the top of a loop. Also, they have to be done in the first quarter of the loop, so the part that goes from flat to straight upwards. Otherwise, the jump would count as your jump out or top of the loop jump, and you couldn't do those properly anymore. In loops that are large enough, or generally when you're not extremely fast, you can also do two in-loop jumps. The closer your in-loop jump is to the end of the first quarter of the loop, the better. What's most important is though that you keep holding the direction you were initially traveling in when entering the looping while you're doing in-loop jumps, otherwise you won't clip to the track anymore. So if you are traveling to the right when entering the loop, keep holding right until after you're done with the in-loops. The normal top of the loop jump or jump out can, of course, be used in every loop and half loop. For the in-loop jumps you'll need a little bit of speed to begin with, but since most loops are just after a part that gives you speed in one way or the other anyway, that shouldn't be a concern. You can use in-loop jumps in every loop and in every half loop that makes you go upwards. So for example, you can't use an in-loop jump in the part between the first and the second checkpoint on sand snails, as those half loops go downwards. Quarter loops, or essentially 90-degree ramps, are also best on sliding. On some of them however, you want some more upwards momentum than the game already gives you. There you can essentially use an in-loop jump to make you go faster. For that, simply tap jump as close to the end of the quarter loop as possible. In case, better jump a bit earlier, as you'll simply jump away from the wall if you do this jump too late. If you jump too early, you'll get less of speed boost, and if you jump way too early, it can actually slow you down, so be careful about the timing. All of this works because a jump will give you upwards momentum. Since you are upside down when you do the top of the loop jump, you'll get slammed downwards, giving you more speed. The in-loop jump will give you vertical momentum, which will be converted to normal speed due to the curve of the loop. The quarter loop strat works because you will get pushed against the wall due to the horizontal momentum you still have, so you don't jump away from the wall, but you still get the vertical momentum from your jump, so you go up the wall faster. I couldn't decide on one set difficulty for these strats, as the difficulty heavily depends on your speed. The faster you go, the harder it gets, because you'll need to hit the jumps with a more or less specific timing to get something out of them. Doing a single in-loop jump on boing, where you are relatively slow, is really easy, but getting a double in-loop at the end of high-speed hysteria, where you are really fast to begin with, can be really tough. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed my guide on loops and maybe even learned something new. What strat do you guys wanna see next? Tell me in the comments down below.